Black man, white victim, white judge, white DA, 12 white jurors, 1976, and they tell me I had a fair trial. What I had was a modernized lynching.
Hi everyone, today I'm speaking with Ronnie Long, who spent 44 years incarcerated for a crime he didn't commit. Ronnie's case was actually recently covered on the true crime podcast, Unjust and Unsolved, which tells really heart-wrenching stories about different people like Ronnie who were put behind bars for crimes they didn't commit and whose crimes that still actually remain unsolved. Thank you again, Ronnie, for being here with us and sharing your story. 44 years for a crime you didn't commit is a sentence that it's a nightmare, isn't it?
To live 44 years inside an institution, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a nightmare. It's something, you understand, saying that a person will really, you have to be in a certain state of mind in order to contend with something like that. I was accused of sexually assaulting a wealthy, influential white female that was a pillar in the community of Concord. The police, these four corrupt detectives with the Concord Police Department, put me in front of this victim and made me out to be the perpetrator. The judge distinctly asked the victim in trial proceedings, did the Concord Police Department ask you to pick Ronnie Long? Her answer, her remark were, they could have.
Why do you think the police wanted to pin it on you? Was it because they didn't have any other leads? They just wanted to pin it on you?
I used to wear black leather jackets. I used to wear black leather caps. I used to drive with gloves. I used to wear black gloves that I used to drive with. Back in 1976, I dressed like the perpetrator that they say assaulted this woman. It's the style of dress, you understand? So they take that and then look at that and then they try to use that, you understand, and put me in a position.
Truly, the only evidence they had against you was her word and the description. That's it, right?
Black man, white victim, white judge, white DA, 12 white jurors, 1976, and they tell me I had a fair trial. What I had was a modernized lynching. That was a modernized lynching. If it had been in the 50s and the 60s, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
When the sentence came down, what was your thought process like? What was that frustration like? What were the feelings like when you know you're going to go to prison, potentially to your death for a crime you did not commit?
Here I am, a 20-year-old in the county jail facing a death sentence. They offered me 7 years for a guilty plea and told me I would be back home in 3. God had another plan. Before they could take me to court, the death sentence was abolished in the state of North Carolina. In October, when I was sentenced, North Carolina reinstated the death sentence. So I just missed being tried for my life. They gave me 2 life sentences, running concurrent, sent me to the worst penitentiary in the state of North Carolina at 21.
You've been sentenced and you're imprisoned, incarcerated for 44 years. Can you talk me just through what those 44 years were like?
Being locked up for 44 years, man, I went through hell, man. I went through hell. And I'm telling you, you understand, saying when they set me behind the wall, that was a life and death situation. I wasn't in the wall 1 week, fresh. A man get killed in front of my cell. I see 2 other prisoners kill this man in front of my cell. I felt I believe in signs. I felt God wanted me to see that. He wanted me to see that killing, to let me know the seriousness of the situation and the predicament that I was in. So the name of my game was survival. I always felt that there was a superior force or a superior being guiding me. After I beat that death sentence, I knew I wasn't alone. I knew that I had a superior force. And I believed in my heart, you understand, saying that there is something greater than man. If you have faith in anything that you want to accomplish, then you can accomplish that. Once you put your mind and your heart to whatever it is you want to do.
It was only after spending nearly 30 years in prison that Long learned that Concord police investigators had tested more than a dozen pieces of evidence and had hidden the results.
What was the reason the state finally freed you?
The state didn't free me. The state didn't have no choice. At the time, I didn't have the evidence that had been suppressed. I don't find out about this suppressed evidence until 30 years later. When I found out about this evidence in 2008, I filed a motion for approval relief.
Please talk me through, I guess, the support you were receiving to get, freed.
I've always had support. I've always had somebody in the street holler my name. As time went on, you understand, saying I've come to learn and come to meet other people. As my struggle, you understand, continued and my fight continued, other people joined my fight. I met my wife about 8 years ago. She started marketing my name. When she started marketing my name up and down the internet, I'm talking about t-shirts, hats, shoes, had my name, you understand, out, want people to understand and want people to see the injustice that was done to me. She marketed my name for 8 years, and people started learning more and more about my situation.
Today, the court ruled Long's constitutional rights were violated during his trial. The Duke Wrongful Convictions Clinic says evidence was suppressed, including fingerprints. His attorneys say that evidence proves Long's innocence.
Can you talk me through what it was like transitioning back into the real world? When you found out that you were finally, after 44 years, being free, what was that like for you?
Damn near unbelievable, you understand? So when I'm walking out them fences, when I'm walking out the gate after 44 years, it was damn near unbelievable, man. I'd always told myself, I'm gonna walk out like I walked in, and it happened. Thank to God.
What would you like to say as far as kind of the inherent systemic racism in this country and how it affected you and potentially other cases like it?
How do you defend a lie? What kind of defense do you have for a lie? Racism? It's gonna always be. It has always been. Racial discrimination exists within the system, because if it didn't, I wouldn't have to go wait no 44 years.
What is your hope for the future as far as, other victims like yourself of these injustices?
I'm encouraging people, get out, vote, cast your ballots, and know that your voice can make a difference. I also want the people to know that I'm still fighting to be pardoned for the wrongful conviction. And right now, I'm trying to put things together one piece at a time. I got a GoFundMe page, man. I ask your network, you understand, saying, to get my word out to the people and let them know, you understand, saying that I need assistance and support.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, both of you.
Do the best we can, man. Yeah.